Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to film a desk tour video today in celebration of my evolution from messy desk girl to tidy desk girl, and it's all because of minimalism and being able to really work out the difference between something that's going to add value to my workstation and something that's just clutter, basically. Especially when we're talking about somewhere where you're going to try and get work done, it's really important that there's not too many distractions and that everything has a sort of serenity to it. That's going to help you think, it's going to help you work better, it's going to make you more effective at whatever you're trying to do. So I'll take you through it, let's go. Okay, so this is my little corner of the living room. We have a IKEA Hector lamp. It's quite a tall drink of water. We have two Samsung Studio Dock monitors, which I've had for a few years. I think they're about £150 when I bought them, and they're pretty good. They're not, they're not the greatest things, but as soon as you learn what something sounds like, it does the job. And just a couple of little platforms, just so they're at the right height. Then I've got my garden area, which is two little fake cacti from Wilko. And I really wanted some real ones, but they're toxic to cats, and I wanted them to stay alive. So we've gone for fake and just a nice little candle. So that's the desk garden. Then we've got the hydration station, which is two coasters, and I drink from a jar because I saw a YouTuber do it and I copied. And these are Attack on Titan coasters. They're made of cork, and I actually got them from Akihabara in Tokyo when I was there. Attack on Titan is one of my favourite shows, so very happy that I can incorporate that into my desk setup. This is a MacBook Pro, and this is a case I got from, I think it's from Amazon or eBay, one of the two. Oh dear, could do with a clean, couldn't it? It can be set up as like a dual screen thing, but I have this Samsung Curve monitor, which I just have it plugged in. I generally keep this closed because it stays nice and warm, and it means that Arwen always likes to try and sit on it, which is a bit annoying when the keyboard's there because she'll just end up typing stuff. But when it's closed, she's sort of welcome to just sort of lounge across it and keep warm in the night, which is quite nice. Keyboard, mouse, not particularly exciting. This is sort of the organizational bit of everything. We've got a few books here. Now I do have a bit of a notepad addiction, so just having 4 is very impressive of me. I have one sort of day book which can sort of fit very handily in my handbag, and then if I have to make any, write in any appointments or any dates or anything like that, then that's there for me to do so. I have a travel notebook, which I actually got this in Japan, and I kept notes and sort of journaled while I was there, and I just like having it nearby. When I'm doing creative stuff, it's very nice to have something that reminds me of a time when I was sort of in an incredibly inspiring environment, so I find that one very useful. Then I have my bullet journal, which I don't actually use as often as I used to, but it's just still good to have handy. And then I have like a big project book where everything goes. There's songwriting, there's ideas, there's all sorts of things, just general journaling. Everything goes in here, really. It's not very portable because it's quite a heavy book, but it's really good quality paper. I actually got this in Spain. So they're the things I like to keep handy. Oh, can she do it with one hand? Yes, she can. Then I've just got a little paperweight. That was my granddad's. Some washi tape. Love some washi tape. These are actually cans from, I don't know if you have any vegan viewers, but are you aware of mock duck, which is like fake duck? And it's so good. We get it from the Chinese supermarket, and when you strip the paper off, they actually make very, very nice little containers. I use Muji pens almost exclusively. It's almost an addiction. Got my lighter, pencils, scissors, that kind of thing. Then we have my Kindle, which is one of the best purchases I have ever made. So everything I own is covered in cat fur, I do apologise. So I bought my Kindle as a reward to myself for getting rid of a substantial amount of books. So I used to have, in fact, in this living room, see these two sections here, where the piano is, and here where the guitar and the mic stand is. There used to be, probably that would be one bookcase, and then there would be a narrow bookcase at the side, on both sides. So the whole thing was bookcases, all covered in books that I barely ever read. So I'll show you my book collection at some point actually, but to have gotten it down from that to a Kindle that only has a few books on. I'm very, very impressed with myself. This is just a video of me showing off, really, isn't it, I think? And then we've got my whiteboard, which I made. It's just a normal whiteboard, but with washi tape. And this is a washi tape that I got off eBay, I think. I've got a box of projects on the go, because I would be sort of forever being asked to be part of things, which was great, and then I would forget, and then I accidentally wouldn't do much work on it. And even today, I remember that there's something I haven't actually put on this, which is something that I started work on about 3 years ago, and I managed to forget about it. So yeah, I need to update this. But monthly goals, weekly goals, and then a week at the bottom there. I use the bullet journal system. So everything has a box, and then, for example, you can put an arrow and then sort of delay it for another day, as long as you make sure you write it in. But then a cross, meaning that it's, to say that it's done. And then also just make notes, make panic notes, for example. Water bill! Yeah, it's been the holidays, so it's not particularly full. But we'll be getting back into the week soon. And yeah, that is my desk situation. Here is my chair, an IKEA chair. And there, that's where all of the work happens. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. I like that the